Greetings, card fighters, and welcome to Premium 101, an introduction to Cardfight Vanguard's premium format. I'm Devlin Cassidy, aka The Scholar, and I'm here to help you start your premium format journey in the game of Cardfight Vanguard. I hope that this starter's guide for today's clan is very beneficial in having you figure out what deck you want to pick up when you decide to play premium. I hope that you find this video very informational and helpful, and hopefully have you start on your premium journey. Now we're going to wrap up with our final blue clan. We are going to be talking about Bermuda Triangle, the most annoying fishes on the planet. So you guys have already seen this deck log if you watched my teammate Connor Sintra's video, where he kind of explained kind of the future projections of this deck. This is Bermuda Highlander. This is a deck that literally plays a bunch of one-ofs and gets value from it. Because you have cards and access to cards like Reindeer, you have cards access to Laura, which cares about your normal units all being different. And this card in this deck is actually really scary because even though they lost the access to Q-Tire to be able to pinpoint search their one-ofs, Reindeer's still very powerful. The ceiling of the deck is increased with Reindeer, and he still plays the Loris if he has that write-up option available to him, because then he's able to get the most power out of Somi, which he's able to bounce and recall stuff, and she gives you the double force marker, which you're always going to be going force 1. You just farm a bunch of forces in this deck, and then Inezca can give you access to the other gift types and protect and excel. Try to say them both at the same time. That did not pan out too well, but yeah, overall these are really good. Plays the Rollick for extra defense, plays the draw crits just for more stability, because he still does value the crit sentinel. He really does value the 30k shield. And overall, Heltrata still is the best deck, or the best stride for the deck for Bermuda, because this gives you access to all of your amazing V-Series grade 3s that you got, because she goes back down, kind of like similar to Next Stage in Gear Chronicle. But yeah, Connor went in depth over this list so much, so please go check out his profile. He did an amazing job, and I know it would make his day if you checked it out. So I'm gonna leave Highlander there, as this is a very complex deck to pilot and play. So if you want something a little more introductory, I got the next best thing for you, and that is Premium Riviere. Premium Riviere is what got me started into playing Bermuda Triangle a little bit, and then eventually my girlfriend wanted to get in the game, and she's a music major, so I was like, oh, why not? And so I gifted her Bermuda, and Bermuda is great. So Riviere plays a lot similarly to Raging form, of when at the end of the battle she attacks, you can discard 2 cards from your hand, and you get to ride up to 1 Riviere from your hand onto the Vanguard circle, and it gets drive -1. The cool thing, and kind of like the neg though here, is that like it got limited. So it's errata down to where it's a hard once per turn. And that's just the big thing to note. So you can only use this ability once per turn. The other thing though is you have access to Freya, which is really impactful right now in the current 2023 BCS meta because of Narukami running around. Freya tells your opponent that my rear guards are never leaving my board due to your effects. So it's pretty strong, just saying that, hey, they can't be affected. GG. Yeah, that's really powerful. And this was the topping list in Malaysia that got 3rd. It plays the Lizelette for extra bounce. So Lizelette can give you just seriously a free card. This is arguably one of the best cards in Bermuda. And thankfully it's printed as a rare and as a common printing. Like, this card is very cheap for its power. So we're very thankful that that card is very accessible to you all. It still plays Heltrata because scaling back down into the Riviere to get another force marker if you have another is very, very strong. You have access to Tirawa, which is an attack extender, so it's a little restender you can have if you build up a bunch of force markers on a rearguard circle. And yeah, that's just kind of general. Riviere's really easy to pilot. It's very fun deck to play. Actually, you have like so many options. You have Tirawa like as a solo restander. You have your Anj play. So yeah, you just get to out the Link Joker matchup between Heltrata and Anj in this deck. It's just super cool. I don't know necessarily why a Puni is being ran on the list. I understand that like you get the on hit, so maybe it's just a free. Maybe he just strictly does it for the on hit. since I don't see a second copy and there's no Loris in this list. So could make absolute sense to play it that way. But overall, plays the red OT because this deck kind of does lack the multi-attack function, because I do not see Selena in the list. So his only true restander is the Super Idol Riviere, which restands when a Riviere is placed on the Vanguard circle. But overall, yeah, deck super fun. Definitely check it out if you want to play it, because it is definitely worth playing. It is a lot of fun, and the second most fun I've had in Bermuda, because I'm going to cover my favorite Bermuda deck right now. You can give me Highlander, you can give me Riviere, you can give me Odd, you can give me whoever you want. I'm taking Prisms at the end of the day. This deck is so cool. This is Prism Image Vert. This is your main grade 3 for the deck. So her ride up turn, you get yourself a triple drive and a force marker, and you get some multi-attack. And then when she attacks, you get +1, return all of your front row to your hand, your rear guards, and then you get to call 1 Prism card from your bind zone to your rear guard circle. And also, you get to call 2 if your opponent's at grade 3 or greater. So when you scale back down into Heltrada, you get to go in and then play with Vert to get more added bonus. You guys will notice that the Reet is here. This is for decks that kind of like keep you off of advantage. So you're able just to bind a rear guard, draw a card, and then get some restanding action with the Reet, which is important. You have access to the Citron Recious play, which Connor covered. You're able to, using the Citron G guard, which is here. You're able to call a grade 1 from your hand, and that gives your Vanguard plus 10,000 power off the Rhesus. So it's free defensives in the deck you always take. You play the Pearl Sisters. These are units that when they see the grade 1 and the grade 2 see each other, because you can only play 1 per copy of the deck, they get a bunch of power and a critical. So then these always scale. Prisms is always going to go Force 1 because their numbers are very, very lackluster too. That's the one thing with Bermuda is like always they're going to go Force 1. So a lot of big value power and a lot of big value game plan in terms of this. You'll notice here this PG changes Limit Break 5 abilities to Limit Break 4. Limit Break is a mechanic in Vanguard of where you have a certain damage to it. So Limit Break 5 means you have 5 damage and that ability can activate. Limit Break 4 means they're at 4 damage and that can activate. So you're able to change these Limit Break 5 abilities, such as the Garnet, to give all of your Prism units with their card names a critical, so you can feel that Force 2 type of way, and then you can get that Prism Image Sunshine Vert, not online, but this Limit Break 4 access as well. But overall, this deck is super fun, has a bunch of like neat little tricks it can do. It plays into an Narukami meta very well. I'm very excited to continue to play this deck and keep labbing. So like overall, it does a lot of good work. So do not sleep on this deck. Do not say that, oh, Highlander is the only way to play Bermuda. There are tons of ways to play Bermuda right now inside this meta. But this deck, while it does get a lot of bad rep from the community just because of like stereotypes and stuff, this deck, like ignoring the art, is fantastic. This deck, it feels like a lot of fun. You do a lot of game actions. So if you like picking up your cards, putting them back down, like Bermuda's the clan for you. And there's a lot of good effects in here, and it can teach you a lot about like timing in the game and stuff. So definitely worth it for sure if you want to get rocking with some very, very interesting card effects. But that's going to do it for Bermuda. Let's traverse now to Stargate. And there you have it. Hopefully some of the deck ideas found here in this clan were very, very beneficial for you all, and so that way you guys can start your premium journey. If not, feel free to check out the other starters guides on this channel if you kind of have a rough idea of what clans you're looking into, or there's the entire video of where all this was broken up from that you guys can feel free to put on the background and listen to as you guys can watch me ramble about decks. But I hope that this was very beneficial and that you guys continue along with me. Hopefully see you in the next lesson, and until next time, like, comment, subscribe, and I will see you all later.